Ladies and gents, dogs, cats, and babies. No, I'm kidding. That's an old Missy Elliott line, just in case you all were wondering. Figured I'd switch it up. So, uh, again, welcome to the hottest vlog on YouTube, Bigmike's vlog, coming to you from my home. So, hopefully, you guys watched part one of my fitted hat collection of my favorite fitted hats. So, again, I kind of did like a top 20. So, we did from kind of 20 to 10 almost a little bit there. So now we're in like the top 10. Okay, so this is like like I said in at the end of the videos, this is the creme de la creme of my fitted hats. So these are the fitted hats that I either wear the most or like the most. And again, some have stories behind them, some don't. So without further ado, not to waste any more of y'all time, here we go with number 10. So this one is the Miami Marlins fitted hat. Okay, now I know you guys are wondering. Wait, hold on, Michael. You showed me the Miami Marlins hat in the first video, which is this one. That is correct. You were not. Your eyes were not deceiving you. This one, however, is their new logo that they just came out with this year. Okay, so that logo was from 2012 until 2018, I believe. They just did this logo, this fitted hat for this year. Okay, so simply put, my rationale for buying this hat was, again, I try to collect all the fitted hats. So when I saw they had changed their logo to this, I was like, oh, that's a very nice hat. Like the blue, there's red in it as well, and then I do like the marlin, I guess that's there as well. It's very nice as well. Also, the reasoning why I bought this hat is because when actually I saw this hat, something struck me, and I was thinking to myself, there's a shoe that I could really kind of get away with wearing this hat with for some reason, and the shoe is, well, actually, you know what? I won't show you the shoe. I'm gonna show you that another time. But one of my shoes that I purchased this year, just kind of flows with this shoe, with this hat for some reason. So that's the reason why I bought it. Um, so yeah, that's why I bought this hat. It's top 10. I've worn it a lot this year, so that's why I put it on the list because I've worn this hat a lot more than I anticipated. But it's a really dope hat, so it's one of my favorites to go to and wear and such. So that's why I put it on the list. So number 10, Miami Marlins 2019 on-field fitted hat. I think that's the original way it's called. Okay. Number 9 on my list is this one. So this is the Arizona Diamondbacks hat. So I will tell you, probably the top 10 are all going to be Major League Baseball. So this one is the Arizona Diamondbacks one. So I believe this is their kind of their alternate jersey home, the alternate fitted hat. Because actually, I will say this in terms of underrated fitted hats in the major league, I would say that the Arizona Diamondbacks have some dope ass hats. I actually have two. This is my third Arizona Diamondback hat that I have. I have their old school one, and then I have their one that they came out with in 2013, and was just basically this. What it was just basically this A, but I think the this part right here was gold, right? But actually, they have a lot of dope ones. Like they have one that actually has it's like red, but then it kind of has like this weird kind of top, looking almost like a snake skin. So it's amazing. But I digress. So this is the hat that I actually have. Okay. So the reasoning why I bought this hat actually is it kind of reminds me almost like a little bit of Christmas because this is actually teal, and then it has the red obviously and it's black. And I just like the hat; it's different. And again, I'm a kind of a guy that likes wearing different stuff, so I like to switch it up the odd time. So this hat was pretty dope. Wore it a lot when I got it. I got this about 2 years ago, but I did wear this hat a lot when I bought it. I wore it almost every day. So, this one, yeah, this is definitely one of my go-tos. And definitely pick it up. I mean, it's like I said, it's at New Era store, so I mean, it doesn't really sell out. I don't really see too many people wearing this hat mostly, so this is not usually like the popular one, but this definitely still a solid hat. So number 9 on my list, Arizona Diamondbacks. All right, so number 8 on my list, and I'm conflicted with this one, but this is on my list. So so this is number 8. And again, this is navy and red. This is the Cleveland Indians hat. Okay, so there's a few reasons why I bought this hat. So I am not a Cleveland Indians baseball fan per se. I want to preface that first. Um, Especially when they were playing against the Toronto Blue Jays, was not a huge fan. So I want to make sure I make that clear. I'm a Blue Jay fan through and through. But as a collector, I am trying to get all the hats, so I do. Now, I actually bought the other Cleveland Indians hat that basically it's navy blue and it just has like a red C on it, and this is blue. I bought that in 2015. I bought this hat, I believe it was last year. Now, reasoning being is, and I'm very sensitive to this. Now, I've always liked this logo, the Cleveland Indians logo on the hat. Now, I am aware of native people having a feeling that this logo was offensive, and I am very proud that the Cleveland Indians did decide to change their logo and not call themselves the Cleveland. I think they're not using this logo anymore, and I believe his name is Chief Ahu. I might be mistaken. I apologize if I messed that up, but yeah. So, and this is out of all the Cleveland Indians hats, this is one of my favorite ones. It's old school classic, and I've always liked this one. Now, they do have a bunch of different ones now. Actually, the one I saw recently, which is pretty dope, it's basically like the Red Sea, and then this is red. This brim is red, but then it has the Red Sea on it instead of this. But this is kind of OG classic, so that's kind of the reason why I bought it. But again, I am glad to see that from what I hear, that I think last year was the last time they're going to be using the Chief on their fitted hats because they're getting rid of it because they are sensitive to Native people feeling that it is offensive, and I am sensitive to it too. But as a collector's item, I did buy this hat, so I do want to make sure I preface that as well. But this is one of my favorite hats to own. I did wear it from time. I might wear it. I do wear it here and there, but not as often as I would like. Okay, so number 8 on my list, Cleveland Indians. Number 7 on my list is this lovely bad boy of a hat. So this is the Chicago Cubs hat, but this is not their on-field hat. This is a little bit of a different one. So I bought this hat about 3 years ago. So basically what happened was, from what I went to Lids and I kind of seen these hats, and the dude, one of the representatives at Lids was telling me. So what New Era was doing was they were doing something a little bit different with the team's hats. So I think for every team, or most of the MLB teams, they were basically kind of switching up the logo and then adding like a pennant sign. This is like basically the pennant of the teams on the sides of the hats. So they had it. I think they had it even for the Blue Jays, but I didn't buy the Blue Jays one. But I did buy this one. I bought the Yankee one that's red and it has the Yankees logo on it, and I bought the Boston Red Sox one because actually it's a black and red, and it's actually really dope. I really like that one. So that's why I bought that one. But this one is, out of all those ones, the reason why this is on my list is because out of all those ones, this one is my favorite. And I wore this a lot when I was in Chicago. And it's very dope. Oh, look at this cub. How can you... This cub is so cute. If nothing else, it's like a cute little cub. It's so cute. So that's one of the reasons why I bought it. I love the big C on it. It fits me wonderfully. I love it. I love it. It's just one of my favorite hats to wear. And yeah, so that's why I bought it. I saw it at the store, liked it, bought it. That was basically the story behind it. Definitely, I don't know if you can necessarily get it. You might have to go on New Era's store to maybe look at and see if they have these still, because these kind of sold out really quickly when they came out 3 years ago. So I tried to scoop these up as much as I could. So this is number 7 on my list, okay? Number 6 is one of my favorites. I love this hat. Is this one, and it's another Chicago Cubs hat, but it's a little bit different. So I believe this was a few years ago. Not sure on when they actually MLB decided to do this, but MLB decided to make fitted hats based off of like little league teams. So as you can see right here, the kind of the logo of how they did it is like this. So like different teams are wearing different fitted hat or different jerseys, and then what the teams were doing was actually put the players were putting their nicknames on the back of instead of their names, which was, I thought, was a clever move, and I think they did it for about a week or so. So this was the Chicago one. When I was in Chicago last year with my girlfriend at the time, long story with that, but I don't want to get into much with that. But she actually bought me this hat, which was very appreciative. Because actually I bought this hat when I was there, and unfortunately I ran out of money because in between doing the tour of the city and buying food and other things, I couldn't buy this hat. So she saw that I wanted this hat, so she actually bought this hat for me. So I am very appreciative of this hat, and I'm very appreciative of her for buying me the hat because she's an amazing and dope person, and I love her to death. So yeah, and I wear this hat a lot. And also too, this is the reason why I do this. So look at this lovely shoe and look at this beautiful hat. Now tell me that this does not match. That I digress. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why I do this. Because I like matching my hats with my shoes. And this, And I had actually struggled to find a hat that matched with this shoe until I found this, and now I wear this all the time. So it all worked out. So that's the reason why I have this. One of the reasons why I have the hat, and I love this hat anyway, regardless. And I'd wear this even if I wore it with Air Force Ones. It's a dope hat. So number 6 on my list, Little League Chicago Cubs fitted hat. So number 5. So we're in the top 5, y'all. Is this one? Now I know what y'all thinking. Really, Michael? This is your top 5? This is in your top 5? Yes, it is. This is the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals. I think they're alternate fitted. Now, for most of you who know fitted hats, St. Louis Cardinals, their fitted hat usually is the STL in the middle, and they have the red and white one, and then they have the blue and red one, the road one. This is their home, I believe, that they wear sometimes as well. But I love this one because I just love the cardinal there, and I love that he's on the baseball bat. I just thought it was nice and subtle, but dope at the same time. You know what I mean? And actually, this hat fits me really, really good. Like when I bought it, it just fit me like a glove, and I wore this hat so much. You know, even when I grow up my hair, the reason why I put this in the top 5 also is because when I grow up my hair, sometimes this hat still fits me perfectly. And this is one of the few hats that do that because normally when I grow up my hair, it's like really tight and it kind of hurts when I put on a fitted hat, but this one still fits snug. And see, it still looks good with what I'm wearing right now. I could wear it right now, but I'm not going to because I'm still doing the countdown. But this is definitely number 5 on my list because it's an amazing hat. It's one of my favorite hats. I've had this hat since I want to say 2014. I bought it, and it's classic. So definitely pick this up if you can. So there you go. It's number 5 on my list. Number 4 is, just give me a sec here. All right. This is the Cincinnati Reds. I believe this is their home or road. No, this is their road, I believe. This is their road fitted hat. Okay. So, reason for buying this. I mean, do I need to say more? This is a classic. And the one thing I said when I started this journey about 6 years ago, and I finished, and just to preface my story, I finished collecting all my hats like about 3 years ago. So it took me about 3 years to obtain all these fitted hats. So I said that once I started collecting hats, the Cincinnati Reds hat was like one of the first hats I actually copped when I started my collection. This was like, I got this on sale, and I was like, I had to get, like, this was like a must cop because when I was younger, I always wanted a Cincinnati Reds hat. Like, I like Yankee hats, I like Blue Jay hats, but I always wanted a Cincinnati Reds hat. I just always liked the logo. I loved I loved it. So when I finally was able to cop this hat, I was very, very happy. And I have I have the black and red one to this, like the black and then the red, which is obviously definitely classic. And then I have the red, and it's all red basically with the red brim. I also had another one back in the day when I first started collecting. I actually had it was basically the logo of the Red, I guess the Reds mascot on a fitted hat as well, and I had that one, but I actually gave that away to one of the youth in the shelter I was working at because he kept asking me for it. He said he didn't have a hat, so I felt bad for him, so I actually gave him that hat. So I only have 3 of these, but it's fine. I wasn't giving him this one. I told him absolutely not. But the other one I told him I'd give it to him, so I gifted him that. And again, obviously this hat, I'm a Jordan guy, so I have a lot of red and black Jordans, so this is probably one of my go-to hats when I do wear my Jordans. So yeah, this is definitely on my top 5. So this is like 4 actually. So this is definitely, hands down, bar none, my favorite hat. Boom. One of my favorites, sorry. So this is number 4. Now number 3. So I'm gonna do a little public service announcement. So I had a very, very, very hard time with this, the third and the second and the third on my list. Okay. So let me just show you the third one. And I know Toronto people are going to probably be pissed with me, but this is number 3 on my all-time favorite hat list. Okay. And when you see the other 2 and I explain, then you'll understand why. So, first things first. Obviously, this is the Toronto Blue Jays fitted hat. So I am a homer because I'm from Toronto, born and raised here most of my life. And I am a fan of the Blue Jays right now. They're going through a rough patch, but in 3 years, mark my words, and you can rewind this, that they will be either close to the World Series or a playoff team. Okay? So, but this is actually one of my favorite fit hats. I have over 20 Blue Jay fitted hats. Okay? So before anybody in Toronto wants to question my loyalty to my Blue Jays, I have 20 legit Toronto Blue Jay fitted hats in my possession. Okay, so that doesn't show dedication, people. I don't know what does. So I'm entitled to have this list the way I want it. So this is, yeah. So to put in perspective how much I like this hat, I had actually bought the same hat when they originally came out with this hat in 2012. I bought it, had it for about 3 years. There was a girl that I was talking to at the time. She had paid for the tickets for us to go to a Blue Jay game, which was very nice of her, which was a surprise. But she said that she never had a Blue Jay fitted hat, and she always wanted to get one. So I had one. So as a gesture, I ended up giving her the hat that I had, and I bought this one. So it was kind of like, hey, here you go. And then I bought a new one, so I have my own. So, but obviously this is like, I love this hat to death. Wear it when I can, usually. And I like, the reason why I think I like this one is it kind of went back to the old school Blue Jay. Like, I like that they put the leaf there, and I do like that they kind of updated the design of the Blue Jay. Really nice touch, and just classic. This is an OG classic almost too. Like, a lot of my fitted hats are OG classics, but definitely this one is an OG classic for sure. Even though it's only like 7 years old, to me this is like perfect. And most people in Toronto, this is like usually the hat they wear or go to when they go to a Blue Jay game, or just when they're walking about the city. So number 3 on my list, Toronto Blue Jay hat. Okay, so number 2 on my list. So here it goes. New York Yankees. Yankees. Okay. So let me give you some explanation and context. So, in terms of baseball, now the Blue Jays are my hometown team. I always loved the Blue Jays. And I know this is kind of weird, but my second favorite team is the New York Yankees. I've always loved the Yankees fitted hat since I was a kid. This is an OG classic of OG classics. Like this, listen, I can put this on right now. And I look dope in it. Okay. And to put in perspective, I have 4 Yankee fitted hats. Okay. I have this one which is like the updated team one they're playing with right now. I have the old school one that they, prior to not having the new era sign, and I'll explain that a little bit later as well. I have actually I have 5. Sorry, the one that goes with the red Yankee one that has the pennant on it, and then I have another one with the Yankee logo on it as well. So I have a lot of Yankee hats. I have 5, but this is obviously my favorite because it's the Yankees. So, and to put in context, the reason why I love the Yankees hat the most is that when I was a kid, the first ever fitted hat that I ever owned, that was ever bought for me, was a Yankee hat. And I've always been a fan of the Yankees since their dynasty run in the early 2000s when I was a kid and I was living in the States. I wasn't watching the Toronto Blue Jays because A, they sucked, and B, I lived in the States. So the Yankees were kind of ingrained in my brain, and Derek Jeter and that their dynasty runs and winning all those championships, I always kind of gravitated towards the Yankees. So and I mean, I remember I had bought a Yankee, like my first Yankee hat was purchased for me in 2000. I had purchased another Yankee hat in 2004 because because Yankee hats were the shit. And I remember Ja Rule, that song New York came out with him and Fat Joe and Jadakiss. So everybody, even in Toronto, was wearing Yankee hats. So I had a Yankee hat then. I bought another Yankee hat in 2008 when I came back from living in Guyana. That was one of the first second hat I bought. But I ended up losing that hat at a bar when me and my sister went out for wings. So then when I moved here in 2013, I bought my first Yankee hat, and then I bought some Yankee hats after. So I think if you're into fitted hats, if you don't have a Yankee hat in your fitted hat, then your collection's not legit to me. That's the one thing I will say in all honesty. Whether you're a fan or not, I have a Boston Red Sox hat. I'm not a huge Boston Red Sox fan, but their hat is a classic hat. But this is the hat I go to and I wear on a regular basis. It's just like I said, it goes on with damn near anything. It's simple, but yeah, classic, and I love it. So number 2 on my list, New York Yankee fitted hat. So now you're wondering, okay, Mike, if the Yankee hat is number 2, you don't have the Boston Red Sox hat on your thing. So what could possibly be number 1? Well, I'm gonna show you. So the number 1 fitted hat that I own is this Atlanta Braves fitted hat with the tomahawk in the middle. So let me explain to you why I like this hat, okay? I do love the Atlanta Braves hats, and I have, like I said, I have the other Atlanta Braves hats as well. Like I have the classic one with the white A in it and the red, and then I have the navy and then just the white A hat. I have that one as well, and I have actually I have the all black Atlanta hat. I have a gray Atlanta hat. I have a red and black Atlanta hat. I think I have one more. I have a gray. I have a gray Atlanta hat as well. So I have a lot of fitted hats. But this one is out of all my fitted hats that I own, this one I've always liked the most. The reason being is I just love the classic look of it. I love the tomahawk in the middle. That kind of is what did it for me. And again, it goes with a lot of my stuff that I wear. And I don't know, there's something about it I just always liked. When I saw it, I was like, I have to get this hat. And it became one of my go-to hats. Like it was really like when I used to work at my shelter job, this was the hat that I used to wear on a regular basis. Like I constantly wore this hat. And again, that's just why I have it. And again, there's not really a story about how I obtained it. I just bought it, but when I saw it, it was like one of the hats that I had to have. Like I didn't care what it took, I had to have it. So now I have it, and it's one of my favorite hats, and I love it to death. So this is number 1 on my list out of all the fitted hats I own. This is my favorite, okay? And it's my list, so it can be whatever I want it to be. So I just want to kind of show one thing actually and get you guys to understand something. So I know that you noticed with this fitted hat, there's no new era, and then the other ones I showed, like this one, the Miami Marlins one, and also the Cleveland Indians and the Yankees one, all had this symbol on it. So here's a thing that you need to understand as well, and this is something that one of the people at the New Era store told me. Last year, MLB officially changed every team's on-field fitted hat to requiring it to have the New Era logo on it. Prior to 2017, every team had a hat with basically no New Era sign on it. And they only put the New Era sign on it, I believe, when they were in the playoffs. But after that, every single any single fitted hat did not have the New Era sign on it. So basically, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is, and what the lady told me is, my hats now, like this hat, is gonna appreciate in value because they don't sell these hats anymore anywhere. Any lid store you go to, any fitted hat store you go to, any online store you go to, you will not find this hat anywhere. So another reason why I collect it is eventually, if I want to, let's say, sell this collection, I could sell it for a decent amount as it appreciates in value. So the more I have it, the more it appreciates in value. So a lot of people saying, oh, Mike, you have all these fitted hats. Why? Well, now I know when the time comes, if I want to, let's say, sell these fitted hats, and roughly to buy every single Major League Baseball team's fitted hat, roughly on average, and I only know this because the lady me and this girl at the hat store told me the story and told me how much it costs. To buy every single Major League team's fitted hat is going to roughly cost you about $4,000. So over a 3-year period, yes, I spent about $4,000 on fitted hats. But again, this is over 3 years now. They've changed it. So the longer I have these hats for, they'll appreciate in value. Now, who knows? I might keep this collection till I die, or I might give it away, or I might sell them. Who knows? But I have like I said, I love collecting for the most part. I'm into collecting hats. I'm into collecting shoes. So this is my thing, and this is what I enjoy. And my whole advice, and the whole point of what I was trying to say is, do what you individually enjoy. like perfect pair set on one sneaker video, and I think that resonated with me, is if as long as it puts a smile on your face and you enjoy it and you're not harming yourself or someone else, then do what you love. I know some people, like I said, will see this and think I'm either a consumer, a glut, I'm arrogant, or I'm vain, or I'm whatever the case may be, because I have all these hats and all these shoes or whatever the case may be. But I assure you that I'm not. It's just something that I'm into. But again, I don't have to justify my collection to anyone. It's just something that I individually like. And not everyone's going to like it, and that's fine. And I accept that. And on that lovely note, I bid you all farewell. I want to thank you all for watching the two videos or watching the video. Please like, subscribe, share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend about this video. If it grows, it grows. I don't feel, I'm not, there's no pressure. I'm not expecting this thing to become this major big vlog. I've been having this channel for roughly 3 years, like about 4 years now. I have a fairly cult following, small compared to other people, but it's not about followers. It's just about more having good content that people enjoy. So if you like, please feel free to tell a friend about it, to subscribe. If not, it's all love. I just hope you enjoy my content. Hopefully I'll be hitting up with some more content very soon. Take care, peace and love. Enjoy the long weekend. Stay safe, stay happy, stay blessed. I'm out. Take care.